All right, so it is a beautiful evening to be working on the WRX today. So basically, I haven't mentioned it a ton because it hasn't really mattered. But after the national tour event, it was like the day after the national tour, my fog lights on the WRX stopped working. My Diode Dynamic light pods. So basically, what the problem ended up being is that well, if you look right in there, I don't have a fender liner protecting my. Yes, I know this is a terrible place. Like I said in the video where I actually did it, this winter I'm gonna have to nut up and come up with something clever to mount it within the car, and even if it means putting in a crap ton of extra effort to drill holes to the glove box and do a bunch of stuff, it's got to happen because it's getting too annoying to have this stuff here. So the cool news is at first I thought, oh, okay, I just blew some fuses because this was all caked in mud and dirt and all sorts of stuff. Like, you can't see it very well, but there's lots of dust and dirt everywhere because I just took this little plastic brush and I've just been slowly cleaning off all the terminals and doing all the stuff. Well, anyway, so I thought I had blown the fuses. Turns out, no, all of the fuses are completely intact. So what actually happened is I blew the relays. So I've been using these, like this wiring harness is cobbled together from pieces of a Hella 500 Black Magic spotlight kit that I ran before I ran the diode lights. And so I just basically swapped everything over. So I still have this relay setup. And like, this is the best way to do it. You're supposed to do it with the relay. But the annoying thing is that these relays can take upwards of a week to come in, and since I went into this thinking it was just going to be a fuse job, I did not give myself ample time to actually do this the right way. So I actually thought originally that I was just going to blow through this and not even bother filming it, but it makes for a good preface for the event, because if anything goes wrong, this is why. So what I went ahead and did is I completely just took the relay out of the equation. You can see how it's all snipped, and that is because I'm going to turn this light up a little bit so it goes there. So you can see this is, I'm sorry, my media mod hasn't come back in, so my light is terrible. So I just spliced these together. It's going to be way nicer than this. This was just for a tester. But basically I completely deleted the relay out of the equation. So now, instead of it going, which, like I said, this is the right way to do it. Instead of it going from battery to switch, then switch to relay, then relay to light, I bypassed the relay part. So now it literally is just a loop from electricity goes to switch. So then you've got hot power going straight to the switch. Then when you flip the switch, it sends power straight back out to the lights. So I forget the real pros and cons. Somebody who's an electrical engineer can probably tell me all the reasons why relays are really nice / useful. Or it might just be if you're using a specific configuration is what makes them really good. I'm not 100% sure, but at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bypass my relays because the fuses are fine, although it's kind of funny. I say the fuses are fine, but they were also, like, hyper corroded, so, like, this one, the pins just broke off when I pulled it. Like, I didn't even wait. I went pull and just went kink, and they broke off. But the fuse is intact. Yeah, you can't see it well at all because this isn't autofocusing whatsoever. But the fuse is completely intact. The pins are just garbage. So thanks to the fact that I am bypassing the relay, I'm bypassing one of my fuse sets as well, which again, is probably less than ideal, but whatever, I'm rolling with it. So basically I just moved it up. So like this one, one of the pins broke on this one. So again, yeah, I guess these fuses are broken. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side where I'm just going to take the good one. I'm going to splice it over. The splicing is going to be a lot more of a pain in the Angus because like this one I had like hand space, this one I didn't. So it's going to take me a lot of cursing and a lot of frustration to get that going. But yeah, like I said, hopefully I'm going to splice it all over and then we'll be hunky-dory. Although that relay, no, I'm pretty sure that relay's dead. Never mind, because that's the circuit that lights up is, yeah. So yeah, anywho, I'm going to keep on working on that. If I was a good boy, I would set up a time lapse, but I'm not gonna bother. The other thing too is that after I get this put together, I have that big old roll of black plastic. I'm gonna use that to make a rudimentary fender liner that just basically covers up this section and helps keep stuff out. We did it on the rally car, and it worked out okay as a temporary thing, so I'm going to do it on the WRX as a temporary thing, and then, like I said, more winter projects to get this all squared away better than it is now. But, you know, it'll work. It'll work for now, so, until the rallycross. And actually, you know, I might do a quick update after I do the cheapo fender liner, but, like I said, until the next update, we'll go with that. So yeah, the WRX is officially ready. Alright, so, like I may or may not have mentioned before, I was worried about that one harness being messed up all the way through, or there being like a kink or a break in the line somewhere. Well, the beautiful thing about sitting on something for, you know, a few days and having a chance to think instead of working through the night is I was like, hey, you know what? The other one, when I just pulled on it, it came apart. Sure enough, I pulled on this little end and it just popped right off, which means that the wire itself was all corroded and destroyed. So hopefully as soon as I repin this little wire right here, my top light should work and I will be done, which I'm so glad about, because, well, we'll see, jury's still out, but if it's that, because compared to, I was about to spend like 3 or 4 hours redoing that entire harness, which I was not looking forward to, so fingers crossed that's what the problem was. So yeah, that was all that it was. It literally was just that one connection was bad. Because I knew it was something with the line, but sure enough, it was the easiest part to fix. So, you know, you guys, I'll hold you guys at a weird little angle while I do this with 2 hands. But, you know, boom, there's my fogs. Because those are also the most important ones. Those are the ones, they don't look that impressive right now. But trust me, once we go outside and the light is brighter, these things are awesome. But these lower ones are actually my most important ones. Which is why I was really bummed that they were the ones that weren't working, because these are the ones that I actually use to see at an angle. So I think I've talked about this in previous parts of my air quotes build, but you can see how these are really cockeyed compared to the rest of the car. It looks really dumb at car shows because it seems like they should all point forward, but these are the ones that give me way better. I don't know why I'm moving it like, but basically the ones that give me like a 45-degree angle view. Because especially in rallycross, like we can get some pretty like 45-degree opposite lock angles. So that's a huge weight off my shoulders, because it's like 8 p.m. right now. I was expecting to be up till like midnight getting everything redone, versus now I'm just going to put that cover back on. This is not the final solution. I'm going to redo everything. Like I said, I'm going to move it inboard this winter, so I never have to deal with this again. But for now, this will get us where we're going, so we can actually do night stuff. So in the meantime, it's just going to be swapping out tires. I'm not even going to bother to get the rest on camera because it's boring stuff. But we're going to put the race tires back on the car. We're going to load the car up, and then it's rallycross time tomorrow. Alright, so I mentioned this a little bit the other day, but just to kind of like, this is not, once again, more non-permanent solutions that'll probably become permanent solutions because I'll be too busy or too lazy to fix them. But goal is for this to be temporary. Basically, you can still see fuse box is still visible because the rest of my fender liner is gone. So basically, the plan is and for those of you guys who don't know, the Subaru fender liners are like partial. So like this is actually the tub. So the fender liner just goes through this section normally, and mine is completely gone from many rally crosses past. So we're gonna take this material, measure it up, cut it out, and then yeah, we're just gonna kind of ghetto something in there so there's a little bit of shielding to protect the wiring while it's in there, just to make sure that it makes it through this next event. I haven't had issues with it surviving as long as mud isn't involved, but I'm skeptical nonetheless. So especially because, like I said, I lost a little bit of fender liner that used to completely cover it. So yeah, so we're just gonna do that just to make sure it makes it through the event. Oh, my little light just died. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try my time-lapse camera as being a butt, so we'll see if it works properly, and if not, then say la vie. You'll see me tomorrow morning. Alright, so, like I said, this is super ghetto. In no way am I actually proud of any of this. This is 100% just a get it good enough so that I can do it better later. But, yeah, there's my really ghetto Frankenstein fender liner. Like, this is the kind of thing you'd slap together if you needed to put a rally car together in 45 minutes at service, and in my case, slapping it together the night before an event. But, it's actually kind of funny, because this, like, material ended up giving a surprising amount of rigidity to the bumper. Like, it just really goes to show how much the fender liners do for the actual frontal rigidity of the car. This is also, like, extremely not watertight. I would have put more effort into shaping it properly if I want it to be watertight. This is just to protect it from objects, rocks, sticks, any object that could be thrown around in the, just, you know, throw it around in the wheel well. Alright, third time's the charm. I'm assuming it was an issue with the battery. The battery still had 30%, but it said something battery, and I couldn't read it before it stopped. Anyway, long story short is that, like I said, just to, or you can't really see what I tapped, but yeah, just to protect against rocks and other stuff like that, to make sure that these lights last through the event. That's all I really care about, because after that, it's all getting gutted out and redone. So, in the meantime, just got to go ahead and put the battery back together, and then let it charge up a little bit, because my dumb butt left the door open for a week. So it, of course, killed the battery in the car. Well, didn't kill it. The lights still came on, but I know it's going to struggle to start, and I want to make sure it doesn't fight me tomorrow. So yeah, so like I said, just putting wheels on and getting the battery back in, and then we're ready to go racing tomorrow.